effective self-promotion. This is a really important key because to the degree that we don't have boundaries in what we talk about, we sound just like everyone else who does what we do. So if Elwood says, I can pressure wash your driveway, I can pressure wash your house, I can pressure wash your gutters, he sounds just like every other pressure washer. And when we sound just like everyone else, there's only one question people have for us, and that is, how low can you go? And I don't know about you, but I have no desire to compete on price. I want to compete based on value, and that means that boundaries are the key. Now the page that you have in front of you has a 4-drawer filing cabinet with 4 different drawers open, and that's the mental model that I want to start with. In the top left cell, write down the 1 or 2 words that other people say when they say what you do. So Karen, when other people say what you do, they say she's a family attorney, right? Carrie, when other people say what you do, they say he's a mechanic. So that's what you're going to put in that first cell on the left. Now the next thing to do is divide everything that's involved in that. Karen, will you play with me? Everything that's involved in that. So watch, I'm writing family attorney, but you don't write what I'm writing. You write for your own business. The next thing to do is divide everything that's involved in this into 4 sections. This is the first boundary, and it's essential. It has rules. The other boundaries don't have rules. And the rules are that these 4 things must be a product or a service that your clients think they're buying when they pay you. No one thinks they're buying peace of mind. No one thinks they're buying 14 years of experience. No one thinks they're buying good customer service. They think they're buying, Karen, from you, a divorce. Yep, next thing. Custody, next thing. Good. Next thing. Nice. Now, you do the same thing that Karen and I just did. Very quickly label those 4 sections. And as long as the labels you give them are a product or a service, there's no way to go wrong after this. If you want to check and make sure your labels are products or services, see me after the meeting. But right now, as you've very quickly written these in, the next thing to do is to divide these into smaller sections, and here's why. It's possible to profitably, at 7 o'clock I'm all about the money. I did not plan PowerPoint. If I had, we would be meeting from 8 to 9:30 at night and then we'd go to dinner. This 7 a.m. thing is a mess. It is possible to profitably, if I'm going to be up for a 7 a.m. meeting, there better be money in it. It is possible to profitably cover 1 drawer in 60 minutes. When people try to cover more than 1 drawer in 60 minutes, or try to cover a drawer in less than 60 minutes, they sound just like the competition. And if they sound just like the competition, the only question is, how low can you go? So if talking about price isn't the goal, and it's not if you want to sell on value, then the next thing to do is to take a drawer, and right now I want you to put a check mark beside the drawer that is for you the most profitable, because if we're going to do this work, you may as well make some money, right? So pick a drawer. Carrie, which one did you pick? Brakes. And are you willing to play with me?
Sure.
All right. So pick a drawer and turn this page over, and on the top of the page, write the name of the drawer you just picked. So Cheryl, what drawer did you pick?
Back office support.
Back office support. And so on the top, right by the filing cabinet drawer, Cheryl's going to write back office support, and Carrie's going to write brakes. Karen, what are you writing? Custody. And so now, we're working on brakes because we're working with Carrie. Carrie and I are talking, but you guys are writing down your own things. So Carrie, the first column says process. If I bring my car into you for brakes, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Ask them what kind of driving you do.
Good. Second thing you're going to do?
Determine what type of brake pad to put on the car.
Nice. Third thing?
Possibly try to tell you differences in the brake pads to get you to understand why we're going with a certain pad.
I like it. Fourth thing?
Well, I'm assuming we've already discussed that.
Okay. So So that's over here. Okay, what else? Is there anything else on this line? There doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I think we're.
This is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're actually gonna install the brakes, right? Okay, so 2. And then,
And
okay,
one of the things I also do if a particular problem keeps occurring with brake shimming is discuss what causes that. And
nice.
And it may be a driving style problem.
That's over here.
Versus a material or hardware problem.
Right, cool. So you guys have done that I went sideways, but you guys are going down on process, right? So you guys have done the same thing. You've just gone straight down the column. In the next one, I'm gonna go down, just so it's not confusing. You've gone straight down that column with process and written down what the process you go with a client is in this drawer. Now, the next thing that we go through is products. So Carrie, staying still in the brakes drawer, how can you divide brakes into 6, let's say, products? Now, guys, I'm going across, you're going down the second row, right? So, Carrie, what are the different components of brakes?
Obviously the friction material, the brake pad itself,
Pad, what else?
the anti-squeal or noise shields,
Okay, good, next,
calipers,
next,
rotors,
next,
brake lines,
good, next,
fluid,
good, anything else?
master cylinder,
Good, anything else?
brake booster.
Anything else? Say no because I'm out of space. You guys have done the same thing. You've just taken this drawer and divided it into components. Write as many components as you can straight down that line. Yes?
Do these components need to line up with?
No! Oh my gosh! If you try to do that, you will go start
Okay,
racing
I just making
crazy.
sure they don't have.
No, do not make those line up. There's no such thing as plaid. There's firm walls with the wet finish between each of these columns. All right, Carrie, the next column is features. Features are facts. Facts are things I can't argue with. I can't argue with the price. How much does the brake jobs cost?
Price, $149
Good. Tell me other things I can't argue with. How long does it take?
an hour.
Good. How far in advance do I have to make a reservation? Yeah, you don't call it a
What
reservation.
time is it?
Oh, okay, so what's the best time to get in?
In the morning, first thing.
Okay. Anything else that's important that are facts that I can't argue with?
Material quality.
Good. What else?
For fact, they'll find something else wrong with your car.
See how much you have in your bank. Yeah, I've heard that's the radiator thing. Okay, the next column is benefits. Benefits are results or emotions. Carrie, quickly give me a couple of benefits that I get when I get my brakes done.
Less noise.
Noise, good.
No vibration.
Right, what else? I'm looking for safety words.
Car stops.
Safety. Car stop.
Okay, so you guys can see that we would go right through this list for some benefits that I, the customer, get. The next line is, what are some symptoms of brakes? So, Carrie,
You can almost do the exact same thing above. Noise, vibration.
nice, good.
Yeah,
The
odor.
last line is, what are some types of clients who want you? I heard in Info Minutes today, I'm a good referral for the guy who doesn't get it. Excuse me, the guy who doesn't get it doesn't want to pay you. Tell me what the guy who gets it, the guy who wants to pay you. Tell me what some of those types of clients are.
The individual that owns a fleet of work vehicles.
Good.
Like landscaping.
Good. Someone else, give me another type of client.
Other than a fleet
Uh-huh.
or a different type of fleet.
Could be, so I'll say landscaping here, give me a different type of fleet.
Pest control,
Good, give me another one.
plumbers.
Good, give me one that's not a fleet.
Mom that drives carpool.
Family.
What'd you say?
Mom that drives carpool.
Carpool, good. I'm thinking travels for work, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, what you have,
Yes.
when you finish this, is maybe as many as 36 different components inside this drawer. You guys good with that? Here's what I want to tell you. Any one of these can be profitably, I'm all about the money, guys. Any one of these can be profitably covered in a 7-minute. To try to cover this much information in a 7-minute, you need to sound just like the competition. And if you sound And just like a competition, there's only one question. How low can you go? To generate maximum referrals, you have to show, not tell, show us that you know your industry. And the way you show us that you know your industry is to cover that much information in 7 minutes. Because when you do that, you tell us things we never heard of before. And when you tell us things we never heard of before, we assume you know that much about everything. And referrals won't come to you simply for calipers. Referrals will come to you for whatever's in drawer number 4. Because we're smart people. We know that if you do brakes, you probably do air conditioning too. And we don't have to be told, I do brakes and I do air conditioning and I do, because that list means I'll do anything I can to get a check. I'll even come and mow your lawn. Not profitable. Now the next handout that I have for you will look similar to this one, except you'll see that it has another line. Take one cell, so in our example we're taking the calipers cell. Calipers could be a 7-minute, or Carrie, just for fun, take any other cell. Which one do you want to take? Noise. Take any other cell, and in order to make money on this, divide that cell into 6 weeks of info minutes. 6 weeks. And that's what this page is. So notice that Carrie's going to write on the top brakes, and then in the second line where the hanging file folder is, he's going to write noise. And then he's going to do this same exercise on this page, and from those 36 cells, he's going to get 6 weeks of info minutes. Now, here's the key for info minutes. There are 7 components that are essential in an effective profit-producing, referral-producing info minute. And here they are. So once Carrie has divided this noise into 36 cells, and just to be clear, what if he can't get to 36? What if he can only get to 24? How many does he need? 6. Once Carrie's divided noise into 36 cells and picked the 6 that he's going to choose for info minutes, then this is the template for making sure that each one of those minutes contains information that creates a referral. I was doing this workshop as a joint 7-minute presentation with Bo Riddle, the commercial realtor at the Buckhead team. And a year later, he wrote on the referral trigger when his team was up for 100% pin. What I've learned at this table is that I know more than I thought I did about my business, and less than I thought I did about my customers. That's a workshop for another time.